I was raped by a man who was supposed to have been a friend of the family.
I was first sexually abused when I was 5 years old.
My boyfriend had sexually assaulted and murdered my daughter, and I was pregnant with his child.
I had people telling me all my life that I was no good.
I realized what I had done, that this was actually a person who I had killed.
My parents got divorced when I was a senior in high school, which led me into a path of sort of dabbling in drugs.
I was told that I was evil, that I was a jinx, that I would never amount to anything.
At 15, I became involved with a 27-year-old man, and I lost my virginity to him, and I became pregnant by him.
We decided that an abortion was the best choice because we could keep it a secret.
I started getting high, and it was a good place for me because I could get rid of some of that pain.
I tried to commit suicide. I didn't think I was worth anything.
I remember laying on the table, and I remember clutching my stomach, and I can remember the tears rolling down my cheeks as I gave up my child.
I felt abandoned, I felt rejected by my parents, I felt rejected by God, by the father of that baby.
It was just a numbness. It was like I had no pain. It was like being dead.
All those things that I had stuffed for so long, the guilt and the shame and the anger and the grief just began to come out.
I had nightmares. I ended up incredibly depressed, and I didn't know what to do.
There was something wrong. There was something really wrong. There was something missing. And I had no peace.
I ended up crying out to the Lord one night, saying, Lord, if you're there, if you even exist, I need help. I need help.
Someone introduced me to Jesus, and that was a start. It was wonderful. It was a transformation. It was a true turning point in my life where I realized that this is not all that there is an eternal hope. Because if this was it was terrible. It was just terrible.
I still had anger and guilt and shame, and I knew that I needed more healing. And so I went in search of a healing, and I found Healing Hearts.
I went into that Bible study, and it completely transformed my life.
God said, okay, it's time. We are going to clean out all that pus.
Getting into that study and realizing that Jesus bore all the wrath.
The anger and the bitterness that I thought I dealt with, the abortion, of course, that I could not move past.
That his blood taking away my sin, there was no more room for God's wrath.
God came in and just cleaned house.
I knew that Jesus died for my sins, and I knew I was forgiven, but I just didn't think that I could be loved.
I realized how much unconditional love that God could give me if I could just take it from him.
All the years of pain, of abuse, of feeling like I deserved everything that happened to me was lifted.
And I understood truly for the first time that even though I had made that choice as a Christian young lady, that he would still forgive me for that choice, that his blood still covered that choice, and he set me free.
He gave me hope. He gave me a purpose. He cleaned out my wounds.
I never saw God as a father who loved me to that depth, that he didn't want me to be hurt. That when I was 5 years old, he was there with me.
I went into that Bible study guilty, full of shame, depressed, angry, anxious, fearful of anybody finding out what I had done in the past. And Jesus met me there.
He took all of it from me. And all I have now is an undying love and a gratitude that I am loved with an everlasting love that will never go away.